Last night, the NASCAR Cup Series raced at Darlington Raceway for the first race and the playoff opener, and Kyle Larson was able to do it. He gets his third points win of the 2023 season. Let's get started with this video.
Back to reality.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Labor Day, and welcome back to another episode of In the NASCAR. Today, this is going to be the Darlington Southern 500 race review, the Cookout Southern 500 race review. So, yeah, guys, and of course, last night was, of course, the NASCAR Cup Series playoff opener. The race for the championship has officially begun, so, yeah. So on the pole was Christopher Bell, and for starters, Joe Gibbs Racing, the pit crews, did not execute really well at all. Yes, I know there was a pit crew swap between Ty Gibbs and Christopher Bell's pit crew because they were practically the best, but last night they were just not good. The pit crew was just, they keep making mistakes. That's why Truex, practically one of the reasons why Truex wasn't able to even contend for the win. Well, in qualifying, he went up, made some sort of mistake in qualifying. So, yeah. On the pole was Christopher Bell, and he actually had a fast car. Tyler Reddick as well. They were pulling away, and then on lap 30, that is when we saw the first, um, that was when we saw the first green light pit stops around lap 30, and that was when Tyler Reddick was able to leapfrog ahead of Christopher Bell. But Denny Hamlin, man, so good at this track, and he won the Xfinity race on Saturday. And yeah, I was able to get in front of Reddick and was basically able to hold on for the next set of green flag pit stops. And Denny Hamlin, he was able to win stage 1, and Bubba Wallace, though, he ended up getting into Logano just a little bit and spinning himself out. And let me tell you what, some of the playoff drivers last night were up and down, were really up and down. And yeah, for example, Joey Logano, he really didn't have a really fast race car at all. He just had totaling problems when he hit the wall. Darlington's one of the most toughest tracks, and this race was pretty much an endurance race. So, yeah, and we saw Kyle Busch had some trouble. Yeah, and then stage 2 was nothing really that much different. Denny Hamlin literally dominated stage 2, no question about it. And yeah, then he dominated stage 2, ended up winning that one with over a one lap green flag run at the end of stage 2, and there was a red flag for the lights at Darlington having issues on the inside of the racetrack. That the lights at Darlington having issues, so that's why we're under a red flag, I believe, for like 7 minutes. You gotta have at this track for Darlington, you gotta have like strategy. Tires were important. Dirty air, still a problem. Um, whenever whenever someone gets even like close, whenever like a half a second to even 2 seconds, just can't pass them. You just cannot pass them. So dirty air was a big factor for tonight's race, for last night's race. Yeah, Denny Hamlin won stage 2, by the way, and then stage number 3. That was when all the trouble began. Truex Jr., I think it was in stage 2 or earlier in the race, had some trouble with pit road with loose wheels and all that stuff. For Truex's team, had loose wheel. He was able to he practically went 2 laps down, but then as the cautions roll on, he was able to get one of them back on speed, and one of them gets a free pass. So, yeah. And let me tell you what, man. Oh, by the way, Chris Buescher's pit box. His car was like on fire heading out of pit road because of fuel, and their pit box was caught on fire. That was crazy there. Yeah, but then, I really wish Denny Hamlin won last night, not gonna lie. I really wish Denny Hamlin won last night because he was so good. Denny had a race-winning car, but bad luck just happened. Denny Hamilton had a loose wheel. He ended up finishing 25th and never recovered. He also getting caught up in that wreck involving Gillen, McDowell, and Christopher Bell. So that freaking sucks. So yeah, and what's even worse, this is the second week in a row Denny Hamlin hasn't finished a race on the lead lap. Oh, that sucks. So yeah, but we got to talk about some other drivers that had days. So let's start with the playoff drivers. Bubba Wallace had an up and down day. He ended up spinning out at the end of stage number 1. Um, yeah, Ross Chastain wasn't really a factor at all until stage number 3 when he was in the top 5. He was like a lap down at one point, and he was able to manage to get back. So yeah, the RFK cars peaking at the right time. Another top 10 finish for both of RFK racing cars, Keselowski and Chris Buescher. Um, Ryan Blaney, he had a really stellar race. First top 5 since his Coke 600 win. Christopher Bell, like I said with the Toyotas, Bell was probably the biggest loser of the night. Not in a mean way, just saying like how he was able to finish this race and execute it with his team, because so much bad luck happened for Bell. I felt bad for him. I felt bad for Christopher Bell. Um, yeah, his team practically dropped the jack, and yeah, and Truex caught a loose wheel. Denny Hamlin had a loose wheel. Ty Gibbs ended up getting caught up in an incident with Austin Cindric that brought a caution. Um, yeah, and then gosh, Kevin Harvick, man, he was up front. I feel bad for him as well. Harvick, man, I wish he would have a top 5 finish. And then ultimately, Ryan Newman and Tyler Reddick got together, and once Harvick came down pit road, either Reddick was like, "Oh my gosh, I want to cut down pit road," or something else, that either happened and caused Ryan Newman to spin out, and ultimately Harvick's race was over. So it completely sucks for Kevin Harvick, man. He's currently -2 below the cut line right now. Gosh, man, so many drivers I just want to finish good, just don't. But this race was good, so yeah. Eric Jones, I gotta talk about Eric Jones for a minute. At some point in stage 2, even in the later portions of it, he was actually doing pretty darn good. Like Eric Jones won last year's Southern 500. So yeah, wow. So lots of playoff implications. Um, and Kyle Larson, mistake-free day. Hendrick Motorsports, like with William Byron, he was practically quiet for the first half of this race, but he was able to catch up there, get up there. But then there was this incident between Alex Bowman and Daniel Suarez, where Bowman was just absolutely stupid on wheel part Bowman. You can block him once, but one block was too many, and that was just stupid from Alex Bowman. And then also Kaiser Harrison Burton, which total bad luck for him. Bowman, man, that block was absolutely stupid. So yeah, that was stupid on your part, Bowman. But Suarez was out, and then of course Kyle Busch ended up, and then at the next wreck, the pain continues. Kyle Busch got him to Gillen. Gillen ended up spinning out, and then Danny Hamlin got involved, and then Bell got involved. Toyota, Joe Gibbs Racing tonight. I would have to say they were good on some of them. They were good on speed. Execution was just not good. Execution for Joe Gibbs Racing was just not really good at all. So yeah, but that's just how I feel. Um, so yeah, but in the end, in a final 30 lap to 20 lap race to the finish, Kyle Larson was able to hold on and get his third one. Hasn't won since the Martinsville spring race back in April. So yeah, this was a big win for him. Cliff Daniels, his crew chief, got emotional, and Kyle Larson he's came up close to winning this race so many times and winning it at this track so many times and got it. So yeah, I could see why some emotion was there. Um, yeah, congrats to Larson. So, and he's on into the next round of the playoffs. So, yeah. Now I'm gonna go and take a look at the results and the playoff standings.
Alright everyone, here is the official race results. Kyle Larson won the race, finishes first. Tyler Reddick second. Chris Buescher third. Tyler Reddick, man, I was really wanting Tyler Reddick to win because in that beautiful Jordan paint scheme. And yeah, one of my favorites, but second place for Tyler Reddick. Chris Buescher third. William Byron fourth. Running out the top five, like I said, was Ross Chastain on Up and Down Day. Brad Keselowski sixth. Bubba Wallace seventh. Chase Elliott, he's been really quiet, finishes 8th. Blaney ninth. Eric Jones with a top 10, really good day for him, obviously what he needed. Kyle Busch 11th. Joey Logano 12th. AJ Allmendinger 13th. Almirola 14th. Chase Briscoe 15th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on Up and Down Day was able to get back on the lead lap, finishes 16th. Carson Hocevar 17th. Carson Hocevar, he was actually in this race and he finished 17th. So, yeah, that 42 car up in the top 20 for the first time this season, I believe. From if that's right, but Carson Hocevar, impressive. Martin Truex Jr. 18th, Kevin Harvick 19th. Man, I feel bad for both Truex and Harvick. Man, running at the top 20 is Austin Dillon. Ty Gibbs in 21st. He ended up calling an incident with Austin Cindric. Corey LaJoie is 22nd. Is Christopher Bell 23rd, Justin Haley 24th, and then Denny Hamlin. I extremely feel bad because Denny had such a good day going, good race going last night, and obviously that loose wheel he had sucked. So Denny Hamlin ended up finishing 25th. Todd Gillen ended up getting caught up in that spin, 26th. Ryan Newman 27th. Ryan Preece, man I'm glad he's okay after that flip happened last week, 28th. Ty Dillon 29th, JJ Haley 30th, Austin Cindric 31st, Michael McDowell, who was caught up in an accident um, with involving his teammate Todd Gillen, 32nd, Alex Bowman with that bad block, 33rd, Daniel Suarez 34th, Harrison Bird 35th, BJ McLeod had an engine trouble, he finishes 36th, last. And here's the updated playoff standings. So currently, Kyle Larson's the only driver locked in with that win. William Byron second plus 45. Tyler Reddick plus 30. Chris Buescher plus 27 and Denny Hamlin tied for the fourth. Chris Buescher and Denny Hamlin tied. Martin Truex Jr., man, I feel bad. Truex didn't even have to give it, even was in contention for the win, so 25 is still a good cushion. We got Kansas coming up, and I know Toyota's going to do really good there next weekend. Kyle Busch, he's plus 20. Brad Keselowski plus 18. Ryan Blaney, he was actually one of my picks to be eliminated, but he ends up getting a lot, plus 16. Ross Chastain is plus 13. Joey Logano had trouble with the toe link, but he's now plus 3 above the cut line. Christopher Bell, yeah, tough day for Bell, finishes and he got 1 point. Now here are the drivers who are below the cut line, 3 of which were my picks to be eliminated. Bubba Wallace, he's probably, in my opinion, he's going to be above the cut line next week. He's going to be very good. He's really good at Kansas. He just won last year's Kansas race. So, yeah, I think Bubba Wallace, he's going to gain plenty of points next weekend. Kevin Harvick, man, I feel bad for him. Nothing, just that win, oh my gosh. If Harvick would have won that race, I would have been so happy. But, uh, tough break for Harvick. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. -4, so he's still in good range of making it to the next round. And Michael McDowell, he's soon probably going to be in a must-win situation because I predicted McDowell to be out, and yeah, tough break for Michael McDowell. So yeah, that is your updated playoff standings, folks.
So yeah, guys, in conclusion, this Darlington race was good. Obviously, dirty air was still a factor, but there was passing out there, but it was hard to pass, and Darlington's one of the most toughest tracks on the schedule. But next week is indeed Kansas, and boy, that race is going to be fun because we remember what happened. The mile and a half tracks for the Gen 7 car has absolutely been really, really good. So yeah, really good. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna give this race a 7 out of 10 for this. Um, Nothing really else much to say other than there was some playoff implications involved in tonight's race. Um, Playoff implications were involved. Yeah, 2311 Racing, they got a top 10, so I'm happy for that. And like I said, Bubba Wallace only a point below, and he's going to one of his best tracks, Kansas. I still have hope he's gonna. I am still confident he's gonna make it to the round of 12 because Bubba's really good at Kansas, and I think you'll get plenty of stage points there. So yeah, guys. So that's really it for this race review, guys. Pit road was huge, was a big factor last night. Clean air, you gotta have clean air, and yeah, the racing was really was good. It was not the greatest, but it was good. We definitely did see some passing out there. So yeah, so yeah, guys. Anyways, that is it for this race review. Kyle Larson, another win. This is Hendrick's 299th win. So yeah. Anyways, guys, next week, next week is Kansas. So now, yeah, this is Preston signing off. Peace out.